Whoa, welcome back to Monster Train. Today's episode, you're never gonna believe it. It's coming to you at 1:44 a.m. Yeah, it's a late night episode from a late night gamer. How you doing? How's it going? I'm doing fine. Why didn't I record this episode this afternoon? I didn't really feel like it. And so I didn't. Uh, yeah, how you doing? How's it going? I'm doing fine. I... What have I been doing for the last, hour? I don't know. I had movie night in my Discord tonight. We watched Casablanca. Great movie, very enjoyable. Interesting movie too. Seems very iconic. You've probably heard of it. I was surprised at how many things I recognized from it. I guess it makes sense though. It is a long time classic. But oh, that's right. I'll talk about this when we get into the question. I I mean, I guess we can just get into it, yeah? I was reading Wikipedia for a while. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing, and this is gonna lead into our today's question. I've been doing this daily game that someone posted called Worldle, which is pretty cool. The concept is it shows you the outline of a country, and you have to guess which one it is, and it's fun. Yeah, we're Prince today. It's fun because it gives you like, oh, it's not that country, but that country, like the one you just guessed, is this far away from the country that this is. And I think it's pretty fun. I won't tell you what today's country is in case you're watching this right now, because I did this after midnight. I don't want to do any spoilers, but I can talk about yesterday's country, which was Vanuatu, and this is like 2 days ago for you now. And I really think this is cool because I'm learning about these things, like these places that I never knew existed. And it's really neat. And so I spent some time reading about that. And that's what I was doing. And I wanted to ask you, how do you feel you are at geography? How good are you at your geographical knowledge? I felt like I was pretty good, but I have been shown that I am not that good. I'm not as good as I would like to be. I'm basically making it. It's on my list of things I'd like to learn now. I want to learn a new language and I want to get a better grasp of the world. Those are my uh, personal knowledge goals, I guess is how I'd put it. Like, I got stuff I have to learn for school. These are things that I'd like to learn just for me. How do you feel about it all? It's tough, man. I learned for a little bit, I learned all of the countries in South America last time I was on this kick. I have forgotten a lot of them, but I learned them all in their capitals. It's a good place to start because there's not that many countries and they're all pretty distinct. Got Colombia mixed up with Bolivia a few times, I think. But anyway, let me know about that. How do you feel about geography? Maybe you're from a place that is not as widely known, like Vanuatu. If you're interested, this is an island a little north of Australia, I believe, is where it is. I think it's all very interesting. Pretty cool stuff. Maybe you've been to one of these places. Let me know. I'd love to hear. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's another day in the Umbra mines. Hellhorned Exile Umbra. Let's see if Prince really is B tier. By the way, I should say as well, thank you all for your support on the tier list video. I'm glad to see people liked it. Appreciate the comments. Love hearing your guys' opinions. Double Barrel Daedalus, Spell Shield, Fell Patient Seraph, Hidden Passage, Space Prism, and Flame. It's fun to have that tier list video, but I think that it's gonna change as we move forward. Like, my feelings are gonna change. Let's take the Resonant Shard, it's good for Inflame. Actually, I don't want to snap pick Brawler here. I think I'm going to play Brawler, but if there were ever a time to play a big Wrathful Prince, let's do it. I think that Wrathful Prince has his best chance of being good with an Umbra support, because we can play... The spikes worry me? Nah. We can play Trample or Furnace Tap on this Wrathful Prince, and he can maybe go nuts. I want to play bottom floor here, so that if I can't kill the second wave, the one that comes up after this one, I might still be able to finish the fight. Blink? Thank you, Blink. Excellent work, my man. Each of these gives 6 attacks, so if I ping, 30, 36. I think it's alright. My man didn't get any kills though, so he's looking a little grim over there. At least I can play 3 Plinks. Oh my god, and he gets a lifesteal morsel? Plink, you genius. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Plink. Plink, you genius. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Plink just went insane. Alright, card's broken. I already have a lot of pings. I'm gonna take Fortify here. I think that every single piece of armor matters in this early game. Long term, this Fortify is probably not going to be very useful, but I think this matters in combat too. Play perils. It's fine here. It's a good hedge your bets take. And we go left. Looking for like Brandon or Horned Warrior here. Could play Alpha Fiend. Oh wow, Brandon or Horned Warrior. What a coincidence. Oh, which one do you prefer here? Probably Horned Warrior. I don't have any rage generation for him though, other than Inflame and Perils. It's fine. Get in here, Horned Warrior. Give him his plus 25. I'm gonna roll for multi-strike here. Cool, cool. 15 times 330. Very strong unit. Very good. Very powerful. Threatening aura. I'm gonna grab the boons. I want the money. I'm gonna spend 60 of it though on a train steward. This one's interesting because, oh, first of all, I picked Wrathful Prince into Patient Seraph, which is a nightmare. But this run is interesting because if I start Reaper Prince, or sorry, if I start Brawler Prince, the start's kind of grim. I have to play top 4. But yeah, the start's kind of grim if I start Brawler Prince, because it's like, I mean, we'd be fine. You put a plus 25 on Horned Warrior and let him tank this fight, but you wouldn't be happy about it. Maybe you would. I don't know. Maybe it's not so bad. I want to stagger this wave, because it's 28 and 7, or it's 28 and 5, which is 33. If you Hidden Passage now, Prince gets a little bit of armor first to help him survive, and he gets the damage shield. God, he dies through the damage shield? Yeah, see, like, he's positive overall on the turn, he just has to not get one shot. That's the goal there. And I don't want to flank the 2 enemies coming up, because I want them to give armor to Prince. That should be a nice and easy fight. A little bit scary. If you errant flinks could have left us in the dirt there, but hey, we take the dub. I am unhappy to not see rage here. Yeah, I don't think I want these. I don't think I want event. Maybe I should take it, but I feel like no, I should take it. You're right. I should take that. I'll take a second perils, but I think it's not as good. I'll take Mind Collapse. We'll take a bunch of okay cards. Oh, it's Morsel made. Dude, I've been thinking about it lately. I never see this guy, and I think that even from this position, I could play Morsel Maiden and it would be fine, but what's his essence? Hunger, feed on units when eaten. Yeah. I believe that you could win from this position with Morsel Maid. Do I feel like it? a great question. It's really interesting, right? I think that this is because I have the Horned Warrior built out. He's fine. The only reason I would take Morsel Made here is because I want to prove that you can win with Morsel Made from anywhere. And the thing that would be really interesting about it is I would be basically like fully pivoting my run, right? We would be changing the entirety of the game plan, which I don't know. I'm fine. I'm lukewarm on that. I want the Umbra banner. Yeah, I wanted Morsel Maker. There's even a multi-strike here. Yeah, you can play a crazy Morsel Made run. Oh well. I'll be alright. Interesting, because like I think that on a different day, my path through this run would diverge pretty heavily. Like based on what time of day I play this run. I'll grab the plus. No, I'm not gonna extreme stone plank. That's still not worth. ×5. It's all pretty bad. And I guess I could play Horned Warrior. Sure. You don't have to take the pack shards and we can play a second Horned Warrior. And then I can just take space on Daedalus. I remember back in the day, back in pre-DLC, something I used to say about that event was if you have a unit with 2 good upgrades on it, like this Horned Warrior, here for example, if you have this unit, you just slam, yeah, you just take ×5 on your unit. And it wins. And you know what? I was probably right. Back then, anyway. 5, 10, 13, 16, 19. Alright, so you gotta play. Can't play Horned Warrior here, sadly. Well, I guess I can start us off by playing Plink. Okay, that's fine too. Because I'd like to play Horned Warrior here. But if I miss on that and like the 2 hits goes wide, doesn't kill 2 clergymen, Prince still dies. If that's the case, then I skip it, or I can play in Flame to keep him alive and play Torch. Or no, just play in Flame. Guess that play was a little risky. I had a way out of it, but like that play wasn't risky. Like that was, when I say a little risky, I feel like I am not properly conveying what I mean, because when I say something is, often I will say it's a little bad when I mean to say it's fucking awful, what a nightmare. That play was only a little risky, because I can still save Prince by playing Morsels, and also Plink has to double hit Daedalus and the 5 HP enemy, right? Many reasons that was going to be okay. This, on the other hand, I actually think this is also fine. 2, 10, 10. It'll be alright. Death of the Prince is okay. He's just, this is a classic problem with Prince. He's got such low base health and there's so many enemies that really farm you for it. It's alright though. Bring the Horned Warriors together. They'll do fine. The Morsel Maker infusion is making them independently very strong. I don't have to do anything for them. They don't get to any crazy heights, but good enough. Acceptable. We'll have to see Dark Deal, Trample Stone, or Furnace Tap. Last Stand Spike of the Hellhorned Wretch. Not what I was looking for. Red would be really good if I went for Morsel Made, though. I'll play Hellhorned Spike here. It's not great, but you do what you gotta do to survive, and we'll take space. I think this run is gonna get crunched by Patient Seraph. I think we're gonna get absolutely slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered by Patient Seraph is my prognosis. Demon Fiend. Would I have taken an Apex Imp there? I don't think so. I don't think I would have. Oh, I should have checked for Value Stone. Alright, good. I should have checked first. Could have had Value Stone double stack and flame. I'm gonna double stack. No, I'm gonna double stack Spike of that Hellhorned. I can't double stack and flame. I'd rather lose. Oh my god, am I gonna hold over and flame? No, I'm gonna hold over perils. What the hell, man? Hold over and flame, rage 4, armor 5, hold over peril. Like, perils gives me 1 less rage for, and obviously no armor, but it's a difference of like 4 energy. God. Inflame, man. I'm down for a spell chain perils because really what we're doing here is we're making perils the offensive scaling plan. Now, we have other problems like Prince is going to be dying unbelievably quickly. That is an issue. Nothing really I can do about it right now other than hope. Not take multi-strike trials, things like that. Prince isn't getting a kill here. We'll be alright. Interesting that killing that 1/1 meant that Prince didn't do enough damage to let us wipe out that floor. Really just crazy how some of this stuff plays out. Fuck you, Plink. Plink, you are the scum of the earth. You are the salt. You are the brine. You are worthless. Unfit for me to even speak your name, Plink. You disgust me. I think if you ascend this enemy, it stays in front. Because of how haste works, I'm pretty sure that works that way. I just want to see. Yeah, it makes no difference. Okay. Wanted to check. 16 rage, 16 armor. Oh man, finally, Prince, he finally gets a kill. Realistically, if we see Trample Stone, this run is great. Or Furnace Tap, like this run is pretty close to being very good. God, Plink. Get out of here. Right now, our biggest problem is absolutely the health of our front line. We're gonna be dancing right along the edge all the way through. I'm gonna click any card that gives armor, so March of Shields is in. Hey, Furnace Tap. That's in. Trinket Shop is cool, but I have no money. I'd be able to buy 1 trinket from the start. Maybe. Let's go duplicate. Value Stone? Ringstone, True Stone. We're at 60, so it's... I need to take 10? What a coincidence. I was just thinking about a +10 piercing vent. I want to duplicate Furnace Tap. I'll always have the energy, and getting Prince to the point where he starts killing 2 or 3 enemies per turn is very good. Trap Shoot. I found out too, I talked about this card, Steel Polyclaw, in the tier list video, and I was incorrect. This is only usable on enemies. I didn't know. Trap Shoot is on either, but Polyclaw is only on enemies. My bad, didn't know that. Polyclaw is really bad. Probably unsurprising. Invasion Trials are very good for us. Gives you a way to get your Prince scaling off I was gonna say like, I guess off the bat is how I was gonna say it. I heard some slang the other day like off break, which I thought was kind of cool to say too. Maybe I was gonna say that. Hard to say. You really can never know what I'm gonna say next. Maybe I could say something unexpected there for emphasis, but I would not. I was gonna go get water before this video started. I didn't do that. Now I'm thirsty, but I'm like, I'm in the groove. I'm in the monster. I'm in my element here. I'm leaned back. The run's kicked into high gear. I'm clicking the cards. We're watching the numbers go up. I can't stop now. Are you kidding me? Prince is getting 3 kills per turn. And armor for them. And once we get him to this point, everything's great. My only concern is, of course, getting him to this point where he has snowball. The early draw has to be right on. Oh man, he's actually just soloing all of these waves, though. Like, that's our boy Hornbreaker Prince. 355 times 3, that's our boy right there. And the Horned Warriors are there to run backup duty, as you can probably guess. He'll backline, grab a few stragglers in the early stages of fights. I'm gonna click any armor card. Branding right is very good here. Tiresome Climb is also fine, but branding right is a little better. No reason to go to the steel shop. It's not like I can give Prince the quick over there. Would love to see the tome event and grab a quick tome. That'd be really good. Lost Luggage? Lost Luggage is solid. About a 10 turn one is good with me. I think it's better than Cheater's Hand here. I don't think this can give the tome, the consumable card event, but we can check. The heal is okay, but it's not worth it. I don't think that can give the tome, because the tome is in its own event set. And then the spikes are in their own event set. It was worth looking, though. Holdover branding right isn't very good because it only gets to be played twice and then Prince is dead. I think, right? Wait, how much health does my man have? 25? Oh, you can play it 4 times. I think he goes to 40 HP also, so that's like 7 plays. I'm willing to do it. Yeah, I'm willing to hold over the branding right, it's fine. Double checking before I plus or minus 1 March of Shields. And I have a decent amount of money here. Let's shoot another Plink. Bang. Alright. Okay, well actually, you know what? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna go get water. The groove is broken. I'll be right back. Alright, did you miss me? Well, no, because it's been like 2 seconds for you. That's the magic of... That's called movie magic right there, baby. Where am I? Yeah. Of course, I'm here. I did not take Cheater's Hand. I feel like I have taken Cheater's Hand so much lately. I was just ready for it. So, quick math, right? 50 and 45. Yeah, okay. The math there is to see if I play Prince plus Warrior plus Furnace Tap, will Prince get the kill? And the answer is, drumroll please, yeah, but next turn. And the first kill matters. Getting Prince to a health point higher than 25 is pretty good. And we can do it for free on Fel, so we may as well. This fight should honestly be free. I don't really want to kill anything. Like, I don't want to ping off enemies because I want Prince to get hit so that he builds rage. By the way, we would still love to see, would absolutely be over the moon about seeing Trample Stone. one trample stone does wonders for us. And my thought with holdover branding right is that spec to the Hellhorned. Just don't look at that. My thought with holdover branding right is that I'm going to get value out of it for like 4 turns, right? And that's gonna be worth it for those 4 turns. This is really just all Prince though. We live and die on how good Wrathful Prince is going to be in this run, and the game presented this line to me, so I played it. I know it's got a little bit of uncertainty to it, but it's fun to play Big Prince kills enemies if you get the chance, and the game gave us the chance. He's minus here? Well, I was gonna say, well, at least the Consume Blink will kill something, but, you know, Blink. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, made you think though for a second, didn't I? Didn't I? You can admit it. No, it's okay. You can say. I made you think I was gonna. Made you think I was gonna branding right my own Prince to death. I believe I will take another Furnace Tap. No trample? That's alright. I'll just make him I'll make my own draw. I'll make my own brawler. I'd like to make Furnace Tap free. Or cheaper, rather. Jack Strips is good here. Every time I skip it, I feel like it's a mistake. I'm down to Jack Strips it up. I really think that we're just gonna get crushed by Patient Seraph. I don't think that there's really anything I can do for my man. He doesn't live that fight, and then I'm just gonna lose. And like, it's fine. Kinda comes with the territory, I suppose. He can have all the multi-strike in the world, he's still gonna get crunched. He's gonna get chewed out and spit up and booed off stage. Like, we can't take +8s. We cannot. We will die. It is already going to be a miracle if I don't die. It's just naturally. Uh-huh. It's a lot. I'm just doing the math, right? It's quite a bit. I'm gonna vent that. I'm gonna vent these guys down to 3 HP. I think now with this collector, I think it's okay. Oh, this is a position where you want to stagger. Oh, but I can't stagger. That's right. I have Jack Strips. Of course. Of course. Okay. Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter then. Interesting. 58. 58. I'm going... I want to stagger this wave then, right? Because instead of having Prince take 51 in a single turn, it's better for him to take 30 and then 31. A little more, right? I'm not counting the extinguished damage in that. He has to live the initial round of hits so that he can go through and clean up and get all of his health back. That's the play. And like, what we don't want to see here is what we're going to see here, which is this little equilibrium our Prince ends up in. He is 163. He's ×5. My man is Wrathful and Brawler at this point. But I don't have enough armor, right? Like, no matter how you skew it, Patient Seraph is gonna do me in. Unless we can maybe do a little bit of, and I'm not even gonna bother hypothesizing it, but we can maybe do a little bit of sneaking. That's what I feel. We can maybe do a little bit of sneaking to get out of this one. But like, we're gonna get steamrolled. It's just how it's going to be at current rate. Is there a card I could see here that would make me feel better? Yeah, Alloy. My man does 3,000 damage, to be fair. He is a 650 times 5. And I'm like, it is so crazy that I'm playing a 650 times 5 and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get crunched. Tiresome Climb is a card that can help us here. Yeah. I could pick Gem Trove. I'd rather lose. But like realistically, Gem Trove could be the card that wins me the run. If I lose this, you can replay it yourself and take Gem Trove there. Or the Grovel I skipped a little ways back. Just a little damage shield. And the chump blockers, I suppose. I would take Intrinsic. No Intrinsic. Guild Marker. Firebox is kind of cute with Lost Luggage, but it's not that good. No remove consumes here. I think I honestly don't want anything from the magic shop first. I want to reroll the trinket shop. Queen's Tail with no imps. It's an interesting option. I'm okay. I want to make Tiresome Climb free then. But plus 20 consumes on the bad cards. Or, you know what's better than making it free is giving double stack over to... And probably giving double stack to Trap Shoot, right? Either way, I just want one of these to say Dazed 4. I know I get the repeatability of Tiresome Climb, but... Instead I will make it cost... 0. And we can even get another plus 20 consume now. This deck has shaped up reasonably well. I think that this run wins if it beats Patient Seraph. And that's a big if, but we have a little bit of wiggle room here. We have, like, ever so slightly, we have some room to maneuver here. You'll forgive me. I have to give this one a pretty big amount of thought. So... the way that it works is... if Prince is ever alone with the Shade Wings, he dies, right? There's no doubt about that. The way that this one pans out, if I can slap everything top floor, it's a really complicated turn. Huh. Okay. 15 times 3. And then I have Perils in hand, I have Spike. This one, okay. So let me just kind of walk through some of the ideas here, I guess, because I could sit here and I could look at this forever. One idea is to play Prince mid-floor and then move him up with Hidden Passage. The idea there is to not rally Seraph, but that line seems bad because Prince is going to die. Option B is to play a sandwich play here, which is Horned Warrior in the front. One of them just dies to Light Wings plus Seraph, and then Prince gets a kill, gets a little bit of armor. I think that's going to be the best line, because it gets Prince to 65 without him having to take any damage. And then ideally within the next 2 turns I draw Furnace Tap, Trap Shoot, Tiresome Climb. I mean, you know, not necessarily all of those, but also by playing top floor, I stop Seraph from coming up here for 2 turns. Yeah, okay, I think this is the best idea. And what you're saying here is essentially, I don't care about you, Seraph, I don't care about your attack numbers, because at the end of this run, I am going to pre-relentless you, basically, is what I am saying. This is the declaration that I am going to pre-relentless Seraph. He's going to apply melee weakness, which is good, fine, not good, fine. I have to let it get procced by light wings where we can. Get a branding right in. I think my best option here, because we know where Seraph's going to go, we know what he's going to do. I think the best thing for me to do is to just annihilate this Shade Wings. Ooh, lifesteal. That's nice. I think you just kill the infused Shade Wings. Okay. We want to try our best to not let melee weakness ever stack. We get 5 for this, right? Yeah. This is where you'll start to see some pretty big numbers coming out. Indeed. On both sides. No. Okay, so it's 45. It's 75 damage. Will you get 1 shot? You'll be at 115 minus 41 is 74. So he will not get 1 shot because of branding right. And if this doesn't kill him, then it's decent. Well, no, he's negative no matter what, right? Or no, because there's going to be a Shade Wing, or there's also a Light Wings on the floor next turn, right? So it's 60, it's 90 damage, but then Prince gets, okay, so it's bad, it's bad. Just kill him. I feel like I did not give you a great explanation of why that's bad, but basically, it's always negative, right? Those two Shade Wings represent, in every circumstance, they represent negative health total for the Prince, which is not worth it. We don't want our boy to take any sort of negatives. All we care about is his health. There's a world where you would not make that play. You would make a different play in the world where you care about your rage, but I don't care about my rage there. And you're negative -5, you're +10. So overall, if I play this, Prince is going to be +15. No, he's going to be +5. But I get more damage into Seraph, which is worth it. My goal is to kill Seraph before Relentless. Really interesting way that you have to play this combat, and really just an interesting way that you play out this run. This version of the run. Every enemy here is positive. They're all positive. If they are health positive, they stay on the floor. I think I have lethal. Right. A man lived at 43. Seraph the patient is at risk of dying to jack strips. Alright, I think we actually pulled this one off. This one's a bit of a caper. And the double ascend to bring it home. This one's a bit of a caper if we actually get away with it. That turn 1 draw was insane. And it's a great example of why I didn't want to think too hard about that combat. Like, I took the cards that made sense to take for the combat, of course. And but like in reality, I couldn't plan too far in advance there. I'm not gonna look at that from the outside and go, oh yeah. So obviously on that turn, my best play is going to be Horned Warrior sacrifice to keep Prince alive. Yeah, you know, who didn't see that one coming? Am I right, fellas? I'm right. You can just say hell yeah. I'm not gonna play Furnace Tap here. I don't think it's worth it. I do want to, again, where possible, stagger the wave. Whenever you can in the starts of this one, I think it's going to be worth it to stagger the wave, just to make it so that Prince isn't taking so much damage all at once, right? Split things apart. We can just get this guy out of the way. The big beef lord tank. Just get him out of the way. Right. I was gonna say maybe I don't want to daze the divinity. I already processed that and decided not to daze the divinity on that turn because I want the divinity to hit my prince a little bit to give me a little more rage. This draw has been a little unfortunate though. The furnace taps have not been very well placed. That's alright though. It's not going to be too much damage, and we get our first furnace tap here, and that's the one that matters, I hope. Or it's the double stack one also. But we should start seeing positive returns hold. I was thinking about it throughout the run. I was like, yeah, I bet I'm going to fuck up my perils one time. Oh. I didn't. And now he's 300 times 3. He's gaining 25 armor per slay, that's 75 armor per turn. And yeah, all I'm saying is, much like Reaper Prince, I feel like Wrathful Prince. Really, all I'm gonna say is, I feel more justified every day in telling you that Umbra has some crazy support cards. Umbra rares enable some really ridiculous stuff. You could do this as well with Trample Stone, I think, but it's a lot easier to do this with Furnace Tap, actually. At the end of the day, 500 times 1 with Trample is not quite as good as 500 and 500 times 5, basically. Hey, get one of these guys off the floor. Thank you. Yeah, and now you're at the end game where he kills entire waves by himself and gains 125 armor. This champion is so close to being actually... Oh no. Okay. I did it. Don't at me. I don't want to. I don't want to hear it. Don't delete your comment. I think that this champion is actually pretty close to being very good, is what I was going to say. Oh my god, man. Oh, it's tough. It is tough. It is tough. I'm gonna play the combat exactly the same up until that point. Yeah. You know what I should do here is I mean, we're not gonna play it exactly the same. I'm gonna optimize in places where it makes sense to. Like right there, I'm gonna kill that. Wilt Wings. Didn't even see that last time. Makes a lot of sense as a play though. What did I say about branding right? I think I said it's a card that is good because I get to play it like 7 times. And it's going to generate me enough value. And that's really, this is an interesting one too, because it's a case of I needed to stop playing cards. Once I reach the win condition, which is right about 2 turns from now. Like the Furnace Tap is good, but it is actually really interesting when you look at it, I think, because the branding right is held over, but the holdover only generates value for the first few turns, right? Most combats don't last long enough for me to reach that cap, which is why, I mean, none of the combats did except for this one. Really? What? This is the only one where you can play it 8 times and have it actually still be value, right? But it's like time release, basically. After a certain amount of time, that branding right is no longer playable because it kills the character it's giving armor to. But that doesn't matter here. Like, it doesn't matter here because... And I'm just gonna drop it now so I don't mess it up again. It doesn't matter here because when... All I need to do is live to this point, right? All that this run needs of me is to make it to the point where I get the Furnace Tap set up, and if Prince is still alive after that, you just win. If Prince is still alive after all of the Furnace taps, you get your 5x Prince Furnace tap Dream going, and he just does this. He actually just kills the Divinity on this turn. Because at the end of the day, my man he's gaining 6 rage per turn, plus, you know, the rage he gets from getting hit, which is pretty big, and the Resonant Shard value. Like, I really did it. I even joked about it earlier in the video. I even joked about it, man. How silly. You know? How silly. I just, when a run is won like that, I tend to just shift into autopilot mode, and sometimes autopilot mode doesn't look at health bars before you play branding right, which is fine. It happens. It's a good moment. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.